Good morning. This is Pastor Jason of Kona Faith Center with a word for today. And the word for today is the blessing. Jesus became a curse by hanging on the cross so that the blessing that was on Abraham would come upon me, and so that I would receive the promise of the Spirit. I'm not sure that the blessing is always understood or appreciated. One definition for the blessing is the empowerment to prosper. Another definition for the blessing is the favor of God. The first thing that God spoke to man was the blessing. The blessing was the empowerment to bring God's order to a chaotic world. The blessing was the necessary ingredient to be fruitful, multiply, increase, have dominion, have rule. The blessing was the empowerment and favor of God to bring God's kingdom, to expand God's kingdom here on earth. So if the blessing is the empowerment and favor of God, the opposite of the blessing, the curse, is the lack of empowerment and lack of favor of God. When I stop to think about the blessing, it makes me wonder about this God I serve. He wants to empower me, give his favor, cause me to be fruitful, cause me to multiply, cause me to increase, cause me to have a superabundance, cause me to have dominion, to be on top, to rule, and not just me, but all those who access the blessing by faith in Jesus. How good is God? He is so good that I know I haven't explored the depths of his goodness. I know that there are things about God that I don't know. I expect that as I discover more about his goodness, it will delight my heart even more. I will be in awe and wonder. I think I will also be increasingly drawn into a desire for a closer, more intimate relationship with Jesus. There's been a lot in the news about the vast mineral deposits that are in the United States. The goodness of God is like those vast mineral deposits. It's estimated that in one of those mineral deposits, there are enough rare earth minerals to supply the needs of the United States for hundreds of years. And there are dozens of known mineral deposits. I wonder how many unknown mineral deposits there are. It is like my understanding of God. One word from God is more than enough to take care of a lifetime of need, yet there are so many more words from God than just one. The God we serve is never satisfied with just giving. He always gives something more than is expected. Jesus redeemed us from the curse so that the blessing could come upon us and so that we could receive the promise of the Spirit. Now, most of my commentators think the promise of the Spirit is to receive the Spirit or to receive the baptism of the Spirit, depending upon whether they're Spirit-filled or not. In the teaching that I've heard on the blessing, they agree with receiving the Spirit, the baptism, the infilling of the Spirit, and all of the promises of the Spirit. What promise has God given to you? If you meet the condition of any of those promises, done deal. Because Jesus became a curse so that the blessing would come upon us and we would receive the promises of the Spirit. How good is this God we serve? The blessing produces the natural things we need. The blessing is given to us to produce the true riches. Reading in Proverbs, it tells us that the true riches are not the natural things, food, shelter, clothing, silver, gold, jewels, but the true riches are things like love, joy, peace, satisfaction. The primary purpose of the blessing that's given to us is to grow his kingdom, not our kingdom, his kingdom. Jesus became the curse so that the blessing and the promise of the Spirit comes upon those who believe in Jesus, which is everything we need in superabundance to grow his kingdom. We have the blessing. We have the promise of the Spirit. So like those vast mineral deposits, let's get to work. Let's dig them out. Let's put them to work and grow his kingdom. The word for today is to the blessing. Father, I pray the blessing come upon every voice, every heart under the sound of my voice, so that they increase in the superabundance of the blessing. God bless you. Check in tomorrow.